And we are live. Hi, guys and girls. Gallifrey Forever 97 here. Welcome to today's live stream. We'll be talking all things Marvel Phase 4. So, basically, we'll just be going through the whole new list of Marvel stuff, which was announced at the San Diego Comic-Con. And it pretty much was the whole of Phase 4. Like, when they announced Phase 3 back how many years ago that was now, near Age of Ultron. That a few things would change, a few films were removed, etc., and a few films added, for example. So this isn't the complete list, probably, but this is the films that we should be getting over the next 2 years. So I'm going to read out a load of facts. But join me on this Marvel Phase 4 journey. Great friend Adam Osmond. Hello.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Starting off, what was your initial reaction to the lineup? Like, did you kind of see it all in one go? But I remember you saying that did you actually stay up and watch it?
Yeah, I decided to stay up all night, and only because I was on a group call with a couple of other mates, and we're just having our usual late night chat. And I thought, oh yeah, I think like the panels in, and I thought I'll stay up and see what's going to go on, because odds are they were going to announce something, whether it was going to be they announced 6 movies, 12 movies, or 30 movies. They're going to announce some stuff. So I just stayed up for that. It's quite interesting. Essentially, it wasn't they didn't announce everything in chronological order. Interestingly enough, and I thought, that was interesting, and I like that they introduced the Eternals and Shang-Chi, which I think sort of one of the first few announcements, which was very important, because I think to kind of get the audience hyped, I kind of want them to start talk about the new characters, see what new stuff they got on board, because, and what's quite nice actually, just touch on it, they had a logo for the Infinity Saga, so be like this is Infinity Saga is all done, and now we've got a whole new saga with whole new characters and different kind of directors and cast and everything, and that's really intriguing, as well as, of course, more adventures with tales from characters that are beloved from the MCU.
Too right, yeah. And also was quite nice as well, a bittersweet, there are no Avengers films in Phase 4. So which is quite nice, really. Like, I think there was a Kevin Feige interview, and he did say it was going to be a very different Avengers, maybe a different title. But obviously, they can't use that as Avengers kind of big team up event in the near future. But like you said, they're kind of setting up the new characters first, and they obviously they've done the closing chapter for the Infinity Saga, so now it's moving forward. So let's start off with the first film of Phase 4. As Adam said, they did announce it in a weird order, but I'm doing it in chronological order of all the stuff that's coming your way. So first off, movie-wise, is Black Widow, and that's coming May 2020. It's coming through right now. They literally went from filming, I think it was like 30 days, they said, which is probably like halfway through. And now they've have to go back and film it. So they're currently filming now in London. It's directed by Australian director, Kate Shortland. Now, she's done a few bits, but the one I was quite surprised with, there's a very funny viral video of this man that just is at this, like, I think it's like kids' party or something, and he slaps all the guests. Have you seen that, Adam? Do you remember that?
Yeah, oh yes, I have, yeah.
I don't know if she directed it or she was a part of it, but she was a part of that, which is like hilarious. So this film is set after Civil War, when they sort of goes undercover, goes on the run with Captain America, doing like an espionage, quite a gritty film. David Harbour, of course, all you know from Stranger Things, hopefully, stars as the Red Guardian, which is Russia's answer to Captain America. Florence Pugh, who is from Fighting for My Family, which is a really good film, actually. It's kind of set, it's going to biopic one of the first female wrestlers, Paige, I think she's called. Yeah, a really good film, but she's rumored to be like her sister, Black Widow's sister. And there's some footage from Comic-Con which says they're kind of fighting the same, like literally, like she moves here, they move exactly the same, obviously the same program. Rachel Weisz, who's amazing to have, he's been through the the Red Room 5 times, which is what she keeps saying in interviews. And she had nothing else to say. She's like, yeah, so I know about my character. There was quite a funny compilation of Twitter, all the kind of moments she said it and they put it together. And also, Taskmaster is a villain, and he has the ability to mimic physical movements of anyone he witnesses. That's a really cool power. There's cool stuff on I think the PS4 game where he fights Spider-Man, and yeah, really, really cool. So, yeah, I think this is great. I'm pleased to have her own solo film. Like, obviously, she's the only kind of Avenger apart from Hulk. Obviously, he had his film, but obviously, her and Hawkeye were the only ones who didn't have films. So yeah, you look forward to this Black Widow film, Adam?
I absolutely am. And what's quite funny, it'll be released, was it May 2020, which will essentially be 10 years since the character debuted in Iron Man 2, which I think is really nice. And I quite find it funny that David Harbour is playing a Russian, considering that is the very thing he swore to destroy in Stranger Things season 3. No, not destroy, but defeat rather.
Yeah.
And he's Alexei, the character Alexei, which is one of the characters in Stranger Things. I found that amusing, but I'm happy that it's quite interesting. He's in another comic movie like a year on. Like of course, this year he was in Hellboy, so it's quite cool. It's just quite cool to see him pop up. And previous to Hellboy, he appeared as a senator in Suicide Squad as well.
Yeah.
So this is like he's done like a comic book trifecta: DC, Hellboy, and now Marvel, which is wonderful. And it's nice that on the panel though he was wearing a Captain America t-shirt. I thought that's cool, representing my boy Cap. The cast look really interesting. I'm intrigued to know further about the characters and where the story's going to go. As you said, it's set after Captain America: Civil War, so timeline-wise, how is she going to go from being a redhead to the white haired, the blood-ish head, Avengers Infinity War. We'll see the Maybelline factor thing. That'll be interesting. Hair. This is a movie describing constantly.
The hair.
It's all about the hair. No, it's not. No, I'm looking forward to it. I think, yeah, a lot of people have wanted this for ages now, and it's great that it's come. And kind of nice to celebrate 10 years of the character, because I think she is probably one of the best characters in the MCU that has had sort of a character arc over the ensemble movies. Like a lot of our favorites have had their individual solo things like Iron Man and Captain America, but like characters like Black Widow, the Hulk as well, have it's sort of they're good in the ensemble movies as well, and then they kind of stand out as characters despite the fact they're in ensemble movies. And I think this is finally she takes center stage, and I think it's going to be all types of kick-ass. I can't wait.
Sweet. I wonder if it's going to be a start of a trilogy, or it's going to just be a solo film. I think it's like couple years in between Civil War and Infinity War, so I'm not too sure whether would there be any time in between sort of Endgame, for example, in between that kind of 5-year jump. I don't know. Like maybe she's a bit too depressed to do anything then. But no, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, that's a film like Adam said, which obviously marks 10 years of her character. It's just I'm really excited for it. Nice way to start off Phase 4. Let's have a look. So next is the first of the new Disney Plus service. Now this is a new streaming service launched by Disney. I don't know how it's going to go down the UK. I'm not too sure if it will be available in the UK. Maybe these will be part of Netflix. I know they set up this like DC Universe thing, and some of the shows from that have leaked onto Netflix. So I'm interested to see if that would become a new service for us in the UK. I was going to see, but so the first series, which is going to be like a movie-style series, I think 6-8 parts, is Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This is coming fall 2020. It's obviously looking at the relationship between Bucky and Falcon, looking more at them as characters, what makes them tick. Obviously, been by Cap's side, but nice to take them as centre stage. And I think they were at the Comic Con panel. They kind of tease like, obviously, Falcon is the new Captain America, but I think they'll be passing the shield from each other through the series. It's also been confirmed Daniel Brühl will be returning as Zemo. Of course, he was the villain in Captain America: Civil War. And very, very different to what his origins are, because I think he was actually a Nazi in the comics. But he's returning. Obviously, he was in prison, and he does have the mask. There is an image online, which I think has been officially released. It's not leaked or anything. I think he posted it on his social media. But that was really cool, sort of a comic accurate cosplay of his comic book version. And also Sharon Carter will be returning as well, to explain that awkward kiss, which in hindsight in Civil War is a bit weird. But yeah, no, I'm really excited for this one. I think after Endgame, obviously, I was quite excited to see obviously where they take this. And I think as with a series, if it's got the movie star budget, obviously you want to see more about Falcon and kind of how his responsibilities take on. After obviously sort of being past the shield from Captain America to him, and also the Winter Soldier, like how he's gonna be adapting to like the real world now, like he's been reborn. Kind of at the end of the film, Cap set him free really, by not giving him the shield. He becomes his own person. He ain't got the sort of burden of that. So yeah, no, I'm really excited for this. It'd be interesting how these go down, like the cinema style series. I'm really, really excited to see where they explore. What have you had and what do you think of this first the Disney Plus series?
Yeah, this is the kickoff to the Marvel Disney Plus streaming. So, yeah, this is a cracking one to start with. The Falcon played wonderfully by Anthony Mackie. He definitely brings a sense of charm and also action hero quality really well. And it would be great to see more of that, because sort of like Black Widow, like he even when just appearing in the ensemble movies, still kind of stands out. I think that's one of the greatest things about Marvel is that even if they don't get their own movie, they can still make certain characters be a part of the unit. Even though yes, it's a Captain America solo movie, you kind of feel like it's an ensemble where everyone gets a spotlight, and he's one of those characters that absolutely did. I'd love to see also the more grounded nature of Sam Wilson. Definitely some more sort of personal moments of him dealing with the sense of responsibility that has now been passed on to him from Steve Rogers. I think that would be interesting. And yeah, as you say, the Winter Soldier adapting to life on beautiful America. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, it's quite cool they're giving the secondary characters their own time to shine, really. Like, obviously now they've become centre stage. Now these sort of A-list Avengers have gone, most of them anyway. But like I said, it'd be really, really interesting to see them having their own kind of time to shine. It's really, really cool. So yeah, no, as I say, obviously you get 6 hours to kind of take on this journey. That's really, really cool. It's kind of their own trilogy in one series, which is awesome. So the next film, which is November 2020, The Eternals, directed by Chloe Zhao, who's made critically acclaimed feature films, like started off independent as most filmmakers do. I like how Marvel do that. They kind of look for the sort of niche new talent and sort of what new stuff they can bring to the table. It's really cool looking for sort of such great directing talent, etc. So the Eternals, these are people that are races created by the Celestials, who were featured in Guardians of the Galaxy as a cameo. There's a shot when the Collector's explaining like all the Infinity Stone stuff, and there's a massive Celestial and he has a massive stick and he's using the Power Stone and wipes out. So basically it's from them. So a race produced by them. I'm sure the film will explain it much better. But apparently it's based on the Neil Gaiman run of the comics, where they were sent to Earth 35,000 years ago from our time. So it'd be like a sort of, quite a long way back, to protect the Earth from deviants, which are basically like the villainous Eternal version, kind of like the Parasite version. But yeah, so that sounds really cool. Like, there's kind of stuff apparently where it's like Captain Marvel's origin, where it's kind of like they don't know whether they're Eternals or not. There's some that do, some that don't. But I've got to go on quick Google quickly because the cast list is mental. It's like an Avengers style cast, really. This is like the sort of, I know obviously Guardians can't the Space Avengers, but this is like the all-time Avengers. So it's crazy. See Richard Madden from The Bodyguard and Game of Thrones has played Icarus, who's like the main leader of the group. Ma Dong-seok is the Forgotten One, apparently the villain. Kamali Nanjiani, Samuel Hayek, I'm awful explaining it, Brian T. Henry, Lauren Ridclough, and Leah McHugh. And Lauren, she's actually a deaf person, I think, in real life, and she's been a deaf super, which is awesome. That's never been done before. Like, it's cool again to see, you know, all our great sort of different people around the world playing these awesome parts. Angie Jolie as Fina, who I think will be the villain of the piece. So yeah, what do you feel like this Avengers style cast, Adam? Like, it's crazy, isn't it? Like how many great stars are in it.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's quite interesting. Sort of back in the early MCU, Guardians of the Galaxy essentially could have been it could have been risky for Marvel, doing a sort of a big sort of ensemble kind of movie with some of course a good cast. They had a really good cast, but proved to really sort of push the MCU further, like literally to the galaxy, as they were. And it's great to sort of see that here again. Like, it's clear that Marvel can take risks with new characters and new properties that no one's ever heard of, because Guardians of the Galaxy is very niche, and this is sort of fairly niche as well with the Eternals. So I think it'll be wonderful. I think, you know, I think it'll be another success. Yeah, you probably get Angelina Jolie. She's still a Hollywood giant, particularly the Maleficent movies. They proved to be popular in that. So, and Richard Madden's sort of a face that does keep popping up as well. So you have a few familiar faces, with some new, fresh talent, which would be really cool, and all headed out by an intriguing director from what I saw at the Comic-Con panel. Like, I think she's really gonna have fun with it, and really put a completely a new spin on things. And I just look forward to see the cinematic visuals she'll bring, how it will look compared, because I can feel with Black Widow and Falcon Winter Soldier, there'll be the very kind of earthbound kind of aesthetic and that, but like with these you know, bold characters, with these new bold characters, it'd just be cinematically and visually, it'd be interesting to see how they're represented.
Yeah, I watched the trailer for one of her films. It was kind of like a documentary. The shots she got, it was really beautiful shots. Like, I can't remember the film was about. It's kind of like just beautiful landscapes, shots and that. So and they had a quite unique vision, I thought, when I was watching it. So it'd be interesting how that kind of translates into the Eternals. But yeah, again, like I said, it's one of those things which are kind of a niche comic thing. And now they're coming brought, and I'm sure they'll be a great success. Like the Marvel formula, like, you just put it in a blender, there you go. There's your film. I'm sure people love it. The first film of 2021 in February, is Shang-Chi, and it has a subtitle, The Legends of the Ten Rings, which is featured the logos of the Ten Rings in the very first Iron Man film, and we've been captured by the Ten Rings. And they've been sort of, you can see their labels in Ant-Man, for example, and a few Ant-Man films. I see this as kind of like a kind of secret sequel, really, to the Iron Man films in a way. But anyway, so Destin Cretton is directing, and it's starring Simu Liu. He had a really interesting story at Comic Con. So basically, he literally got cast the Sunday before Comic Con. He did an audition. He got cast on the Tuesday. He had his audition tape sent in on the Sunday, and he got cast on Tuesday. And they just literally flat to be like, "Hey, this is who we've cast." And it's really nice they've actually picked some like really niche talent. And it's cool they've got like an all Asian cast, which is really amazing. Like, sort of get all that talent in. What else we've got here? So the character is meant to be like the boss of martial arts. Like, he's just top of his game on martial arts. But later in the comics, they gave him a superpower, which is to create multiple versions of himself. The film will see the real Mandarin come into play. Of course, with Iron Man 3, it'll be interesting how they reference that. Obviously, that was an intruder, like a fake Mandarin. So, and I think this better Mandarin would be better suited in the context of this film, I think. So it seems like it's more that kind of mythos. So I'm quite interested to see. Like, I like what they did the extremist stuff in Iron Man 3. I think that was really cool. But I think with this, like, him be able to create multiple versions of himself. Like, I know the Mandarin's quite a true villain, like, he's very powerful. So it'd be interesting to see how it plays. Yeah, obviously it's a very new character. I never heard it really before a couple of weeks ago, and it was rumored. Yeah, what do you think about it? What do you think of the film, Adam? Like after you've heard all that info?
Yeah, it's certainly interesting. With the fact that he's mentioning about the 10 rigs, sort of linking back to the first Iron Man movie as well. So it's sort of a movie that is sort of taken to the MCU, but I feel this is definitely going to be so different to what we get from Marvel, like a
Yeah,
proper martial arts movie, like a Jackie Chan movie
yeah,
as well. I think there's going to be a lot of sort of karate like influences, and as he is the master of martial arts, he'll introduce a whole new kind of element to MCU not really explored, which one I really like, and just take it to a whole new different genres and everything, which is very appealing because a lot of people could think, oh, it's just another superhero movie, but Marvel know how to really make each film have its own unique personal identity and how to you know do it well with character and story and tone. And this is another where I'm just like, I'm very intrigued to know how they sort of fit, how they're going to do it as a movie, like how they're going to
Hmm.
translate it from page to screen. And yeah, funny story about the actor, literally sort of within that week
Yeah,
leading up to him walking out on Hall H, like that journey, it's like a week's journey.
crazy.
It
Yeah,
is crazy. And I bet he's feeling it right now. And I assume they're all getting ready for what will be a late 20 no yeah early 2020,
I think it's
early
February. I think it is February
February
2021.
2021.
Yeah,
Yeah, so quite a bit to go, but
yeah.
yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah, as I say, like I know the Eternals obviously quite a big scale kind of thing, but I'm really, like I said, I'm really interested how they translate this to screen. I think it's like quite unique. But yeah, like the actor, like I think he was in like a small television show. Um, so I think that was literally what he was in, like, and he's really good at martial arts as well. Like I think he's kind of like the sort of actor and martial arts specialist. So like this is like the perfect combo. But yeah, again, Marvel finding the unique talent to make their films stellar. So the second Disney Plus one now, WandaVision. So this will apparently directly tie into Doctor Strange, directly tie into Doctor Strange 2, sorry, with because Scarlet Witch will be in Doctor Strange 2. So more about that in a bit. But so it's said to be very weird and trippy. And Elizabeth Olsen says so we can actually see the Scarlet Witch, which sounded like it was kind of like an evolution of a character to more of a comics type thing, which is pretty accurate. But and kind of evolution as well to like a power set because she can do some crazy stuff in the comics. So it'll be interesting to see what that does. This is set after Endgame, where spoilers Vision is dead. Thanos took the Infinity Stone. They couldn't make him be able to sort of work without the Mind Stone. So he got killed, and it was like I remember I think watching Endgame. I was like, I thought to after I was like, oh, Vision didn't come back. Oh dear. So but yeah, well, he is obviously back. It's apparently the setting is the 1950s. And I reckon it'll be like multiple realities based on the ending of like Endgame. Like, I don't know whether she goes into like her own headspace or uses time travel. Who knows? It's really interesting where they go with it. Kind of blank canvas, really. Monica Rambeau, who, if you remember that name, if you don't, she was a little girl in Captain Marvel. Carol Danvers' best friend's daughter. We're going to be seeing the grown-up version, played by Tenna Paris, I think she's called, who obviously I think she's been in a few Dear White People, and there's another film I saw a few trailers of, really, really cool. But I feel would be like the kind of grounded link between like the different reality things they're doing. So I don't really like jump around time zones or different realities. I feel like with having her there, it was kind of a great thing. Plus, obviously, building up on the canon. And it'd be interesting actually because with the Captain Marvel thing, obviously we don't know where that film's going to be set in the future or past, but yeah, it'd be cool to get to see what's happened to her in the last 20 years. So yeah, no, I think this is really cool to give them their own time to shine. Cool to see Vision back. If you had a gruesome death, we got a lot of explaining to do again. But yeah, two characters which worked really nicely in the ensemble films. Now again, it's their time to shine like a their own trilogy and a 6-hour part thing. So yeah, what do you think of this one, Adam?
WandaVision. WandaVision. Yeah, WandaVision.
Yes, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, this is one. I'm not. I'm one of those people who say I'm not so fan of the title. It's.
Yeah, a lot of people said that. I heard say that. Yeah,
I
I
quite like
don't.
the Chucker version parallels.
Yeah, I suddenly put the. I was going to your now. I said that.
I thought that was kind of hilarious. Anyway, titles besides, yeah, I think this is fascinating the way they're going to tie a TV show into the movies of Scarlet Witch's character, and I think I really like I like Elizabeth Olsen. I think she's definitely one to stick around. But, and particularly with her going through the fact that she lost, she had gone through like the emotional trauma through Infinity War, and then sort of in the end with Endgame when she's confronting Thanos again. I think that you can definitely see in those movies that the real sort of power and sort of emotional drive towards that she has, and I think it'll be great to see that in WandaVision, and of course later in the Multiverse of Madness. And yeah, I'd love to see. I'd just like to see more exploration of the relationship that those two had throughout the MCU, because I'd say within there's definitely plenty of gap between Civil War and Infinity War. Say with the Black Widow thing as well, how their relationship sort of grew into sort of this quite romantic sort of affection for each other as well, which I think wasn't really explored there, but could be explored within this TV show. It could be really cool for that, and two really nice actors to head the series up.
Yeah, no, it'd be really interesting to kind of see if that did happen. Actually, I don't think of it actually being set between Civil War. It could well be. Who knows? But yeah, I think it's gonna be quite a weird thing. And obviously, with the comments, they got quite a rich history. Like they even start their own family at some point. Like, so who knows? I don't know. Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see how they explore that relationship. Yeah, no, I didn't mind the title. I was a bit like fine. But I know that's like obviously a lot of people didn't really like it, but well, we'll have to. Sure, series will make up for hopefully. Next film we got, which is May 2021, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. This is a sequel to the 2016 film. And this came out the first horror film of the MCU. I think it's still at 12A rating, but apparently it's the most scariest one. The director is known for that kind of like horror. I can't remember the film was. There was a film about a writer, and it was like all these through these old films and stuff was coming to life. It was a really good horror film, which he directed. So it'd be interesting bringing that, but in sort of the 12A filter, which obviously so they don't do that the main audience. Now, obviously, at the end of the 2016 film, Baron Mordo was set up as a villain for the sequel. So I don't know if he sends Strange into the multiverse. Obviously, he wants to destroy all magic. Maybe he's like a sub villain. Who knows? But obviously, through Infinity War and Endgame, like Doctor Strange is like a boss now. Like he's the master of the mystic arts completely. So I think with this film, I think it kind of sets to bring him down and giving him more challenges. Like obviously, you mastered the mystic arts. Now go to the multiverse. You're going to discover a whole load of horrors. But don't worry, as you say, he's not alone. Scarlet Witch, Wanda, will be in this film, which links directly from WandaVision into this film, which is so cool. Like that's kind of the first proper one where you're gonna have to obviously like Falcon and Winter Soldier obviously be connected, but I think with this one it'd be like you need to watch this to see Scarlet Witch's sort of character development and power set, whatever they do in that, and obviously directly into this. So that's kind of like a must watch. It's all canon. So we just see how many people watch it, and etc. But so yeah, let's have a look. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I got on this one. Both are like the most powerful Avengers. Like I know a lot of people wanted to see them team up in Endgame. Obviously didn't have time to do that. So it's nice to get a new film to do it. But yeah, like I say, the Doctor Strange in the first show, I really enjoyed actually. It was a really good origin film, and obviously through like these sort of appearances in the ensemble film that obviously came in before Ragnarok and Avengers and Infinity War Endgame. Like just like Infinity War, he was mad powerful. Like the stuff he could do was mental. So I don't just see that, but obviously it kind of becomes a Superman thing where you've obviously got, and I guess there's a lot of criticism against Captain Marvel. Like if somebody becomes so powerful, what can you do? Do you know what I mean? They're not obviously relatable because he's indestructible. So I like the sound of it being kind of like sort of breaking him down to like build him back up, like sort of show him these all new challenges that even as a mystic arts master he can do. So Adam, what do you think of Doctor Strange into the multiverse of madness? Not into the Spider-Verse, but
into the multiverse of madness. Yeah, well, Quentin Beck, of course, wasn't lying about the whole multiverse thing.
Nope.
For absolutely certain. I think this is going to be great. The fact that he's sort of bringing Scott Derrickson bringing very much the horror element to it that he had with Sinister, I believe was the movie.
That was it. Yeah, that was it.
That he's bringing two Doctor Strange, I think would be great. It's sort of literally those Sinister and Doctor Strange brought together, which I think is wonderful, as well as exploring the multiverse with Scarlet Witch. A nice team up, I gotta say. It's quite cool to see those two in a movie together. I think they were going to be very good. Cumberbatch does nail the character very well, and his American accent is getting better. I might add, because in Doctor Strange it wasn't perfect, but then sort of over Infinity War and Endgame, he has time to really perfect it. But of course, he has the American accent in some other films as well, like The Grinch and Black Mass and so on. So you start from the bottom and work your way up. I think, it'd be really, really cool. I think there'll be very scary but also trippy visuals, considering we're going into some huge territory. And yes, as you say, he is absolutely the champion of the Mystic Arcs, and I just love to see sort of what will break him down, what will challenge such a powerful character. Considering, I thought the Infinity War, the fight between Doctor Strange and Thanos was like incredible. The way he sort of duplicated himself and what he was able to master, and in sort of a multiverse when you sort of go through that. I would probably say it opens and offers a lot of potential sort of challenges of his powers, which is I'm very, very excited to see, and just further exploration into Stephen Strange himself.
Yes, the character. I feel like this film will also be the kind of what Spider-Man Far From Home was meant to do. Obviously, spoiler. Obviously, that what was obviously told in the trailers, and that obviously didn't come to pass. Obviously, Quentin Beck is a liar. So, but no, I think with this one, I think it will kind of set up the multiverse in a way. Like, obviously, I think they did. I think it was talked about in Doctor Strange itself, so it has been set up. But obviously, it'll be cool now to actually explore it and actually it become reality, which is super cool. Right, on to 3 Disney Plus shows in a row now. So first we've got Loki. And this is set straight after the timeline of the Avengers, which was obviously tweaked in Endgame. So obviously, Infinity War, choked to death by Thanos, really horrible death. It was, oh no, the end of Loki. But Endgame, when they travel back to the past, when they try to get the Tesseract back, they managed to get it. Unfortunately, the Hulk had a Hulk out because he was been like using the stairs. And Loki managed to get a hand on the Tesseract and teleported off. And literally, apparently, the series sets up obviously that, but it's set straight after that point. So we're going to be seeing where he's going to go. Apparently, time travel's in play with this, which reminds me like Doctor. Like apparently, he's going to be like some major events. That's the rumors anyway. I don't know. Hopefully, it won't be a rehash though of his character arc. Because he's obviously straight for Avengers. He's not the same person that we obviously died in Avengers Infinity War. Like he pretty much was on the good side then, and kind of saw his ways. So obviously, but that now he's obviously just been beaten up by the Hulk in Avengers. Like, so I don't think he's gonna be very happy. But I think it's really an open book. It's kind of just like that I don't know what Loki Avengers Loki would get up to. It's really interesting to see that character explored more. Like where would he go? Like I don't know, but yeah, apparently time travel, etc. So I don't know. What would you want from this series, Adam? Like because it is a blank canvas, really.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's very much a black canvas in the possibilities of what they'll do with Loki's character, where he will go, what he will see, what he will eat, where is the best place to get your hair done and all of that. But I think Tom Hiddleston is definitely an actor that I think can really hold and carry the series, and explore the many different dimensions of Loki, what he had been through, what he'll be up against, and what's kind of driving him sort of towards both power and a sense of belonging of where he was and everything. I mean, this is the one where I'm not quite sure if I really have a whole lot to go on necessarily.
No.
Just know Tom Hiddleston is Loki, and it's really sort of what we. I don't think there's much sense of sort of how. I assume this will probably be the first one that really sort of we see many different sort of other places instead of being earthbound. Very more cosmic per se, which would be quite nice. Different kind of change of pace from WandaVision and the Falcon and Winter Soldier. Yeah, it's kind of why it's like WandaVision and Loki coming out quite close to each other, along with Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness. It's yeah, man, bring it on.
Yeah, it's very kind of full on like space and time stuff and multiple. Yeah, very sciencey. Yeah, again, like you said, Adam, there's not much to go on really, so it's a bit just kind of like right. They set up it now. He's going to go some places we don't know where. Like so, see where it goes. I'm willing to explore. This is quite a new one, quite unique. What if? Which is going to be animated series featuring what if storylines of the MCU characters, and it's going to follow the Watcher, which was in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Obviously, that scene where Stan Lee is talking about his sort of past cameos, kind of linking them up. Basically, the Watchers they obviously watch, but they can't interfere. I think so they're basically sort of portrayed as gods, really. But yeah, so obviously them, and it's going to be voiced by Jeffrey Wright, who was in Westworld. I think he still is. I haven't caught the second series yet. Yeah, he was in Westworld. Really good actor. He's got one of those really commanding, commanding beckoning voices, which is like sort of really sort of deep voice. So that would be really cool. But if you have a look at the logo close up, there's quite a lot of clues as to what storylines they'll be doing. So there's like Marvel Zombies, which is a comic thread storyline, which is like a kind of what if thing. There was some Doctor Strange in there, Hayley Atwell, which kind of references her being Captain America. So kind of alternative, obviously, what ifs. But it was great as well, is that the majority of actors from the films are coming back. So you've got Mark Ruffalo, Chris Hemsworth, Josh Brolin, Tom Holland. Literally, like, they had a screen up and it was literally like 20, 30 actors of the main cast coming back to do the films, which is absolutely mental. So, yeah, I'll be interested to see what animation style they do. But yeah, is there any storylines you like to see, Adam? Like any alternative what ifs? Like to see this animation series?
What I've just done, I've gone back to Twitter and I'm looking at the actors that they were announced, because as you say, there were quite a lot, and I love that Marvel is sort of going not just they go through different media, they go animated, which I think is really cool. I very much think that Spider-Verse might have sort of influenced even like sort of taken the animated route, which I think is great. It's a different medium to sort of tell it, and I think with animation, there's a lot of things you can do with animation, particularly Spider-Verse, and it proved a whole lot of ways you can tell a story just through that kind of form, and that it isn't just like kid stuff. Like you can do very complex and as rich as you could if you were to do a live action piece. Right, Jeff Goldblum's gonna come back as the
Yeah.
Taskmaster. Look,
Yeah.
the
Oh,
Grandmaster.
Grandmaster, yeah.
It's the
Grandmaster.
Grandmaster, not with the Taskmaster that was mentioned earlier in the Hangout. That's great. I think there was room for a follow up with him. Michael Rooker's Yondu. Yep, absolutely. I'm sort of looking at the characters that sort of had sort of died before Infinity War, like Michael, like Yondu. You know, imagine Yondu was in Endgame, man. That would be cool. Had they not like killed him off at the end. So
Yeah.
seeing more of like Michael Rooker, characters like Michael Rooker's Yondu, is really cool. How Haley Atwell became Hatsburger, that's really nice. The Michael B. Jordan, Killmonger, yeah. More stuff like that, and yeah.
Maybe if he was
Wow.
Black Panther, that would be quite cool.
I
You know what I mean?
That I
Yeah.
think would be absolutely
Yeah.
perfect. Now the Samuel Jackson. I don't know whether they're going to do the whole scroll thing, like sort of what if sort of what's going on with that, I suppose. The relationship with him and the scrolls, feeling that a little bit. There's a lot of people on here. There's endless stuff they could do with loads of different characters in a medium that I'm sure I think it will work for them. And it's something very, very new, very different, and can be done effectively. I guess it will be like we'll have many different kind of writers, probably writers of the screenplay of the movies, you know, who sort of come back to sort of revisit what they sort of worked on cinematically, or whether there'll be a whole sort of new kind of writers that are fans and know of the movies and sort of taken a new spin on what had happened. So I'm just kind of just sort of behind the scenes who they get to write and bring these sort of alternative stories to life.
Yeah, so there's a lot of comic book storylines I think they're able to kind of do on the comics like Marvel Zombies, for example. But also, like you said, there's a lot of different ones. So yeah, I think, like you said, I think they've obviously seen, right, Spider-Man works. And it'd be cool to see like an animation series as part of the MCU. That'd be amazing. And they come back to obviously what
I
if.
think that would work, and I definitely think that could prove popular. And I think it's particularly if you're going to do something incredibly complex, sort of like I couldn't imagine Spider-Verse being done as a live action movie. I can imagine something in a similar vein, but what they kind of did with
Right.
sort of the five birds, particularly sort of the climax, I kind of thought, oh man, if they tried to do a live action, it would be quite a trippy movie, but also, like not as if the movie wasn't sort of trippy enough with sort of visuals already. Like I was just like it'd be an impossible task to do if you say, all right, now we're going to do Into the Spider-Verse, but it'll be live action.
Yeah, it just wouldn't work at all, would it? It would just not, like, tonally. Yeah, it's just, yeah, I wouldn't have to see that. So yeah, the kind of like crazy ideas that they got for this What If series, I think, obviously work perfectly in animation. Next is the Hawkeye TV series, which, yeah, like, it's probably one I'm like not disinterested in as much. But the thing that kind of hooks me is it's about mainly Hawkeye teaching his daughter to be the next Archer of the MCU, which is Kate Bishop, which is quite the most famous Hawkeye apparently. She kind of took over obviously from her dad. She's kind of like the now sort of standpoint. He's obviously kind of setting her up for maybe her own future MCU films or who knows. So Borst is going to be flashbacks to his time as Ronin in the 5-year gap. Obviously did a lot of bad stuff, like his family was dead, so he thought. And yeah, so it'd be interesting to see the ramifications of that, which obviously didn't have much time. So it was kind of like, oh, he's gone bad, and it was like time travel. So but yeah, so obviously that'll be interesting where that goes from that. Obviously, I think it'll probably be the story for him being like, I've done so much bad stuff as Ronin, I can't be Hawkeye anymore. So yeah, what do you think of this series, Adam? Are you interested in it at all? Or are you not same as me, kind of a bit like, eh?
Yeah, I think I think what will be the big factor of the series is the dynamic between Hawkeye and Kate Bishop, like training up to be. I think if the TV show related to the movie, what if we get a Kate Bishop movie? That sort of the TV series is very much linked, and then we get like a Kate Bishop standalone movie or something like that. I think that'll be really, really cool. Maybe Jeremy Renner is supporting in that movie, but also I think I'm not quite sure. Is he confirmed to be in Black Widow?
He's not. No, I reckon he'll cameo though.
Yeah,
Because if they do any flashback scenes to like what they've been talking about for ages, like Budapest,
yeah.
like yeah. So no, but he's not been confirmed. No,
He's
no.
not big fan. Oh, that's interesting because I know he's sort of heavily rumored. He's like, oh, Jeremy Renner will reportedly be involved in the Black Widow movie, so we'll see a bit of him before we get
Yeah,
him in the Hawkeye movie. But yeah, I'm just interested to see about the Kate Bishop stuff. You know what? I hope at some point that we do kind of get the Kid Avengers. So we get Kate Bishop, we get Tony's daughter, we get Ant-Man's daughter as well. Just
yeah,
like the young the young people, Cap and Peggy's kids, you know, and
yeah,
they become like a sort of ensemble group thing. I don't know. They could, you know, but yeah, no, yeah, I think it'd be kind of a sort of a family kind of thing. Definitely hitting on the family aspect of, you know, Hawkeye and Kate, and I assume like his wife as well.
yeah,
What they get up to after Endgame. Yeah, it'll be. I think I'm intrigued, but it's so far away. There's like the Loki series. There's not really still much to go on until we see some footage of it. But until more promotion comes out, so I'll check it out. Jeremy Renner's not.
yeah,
He's good. I like Jeremy Renner. And I think
yeah.
it only got better. So, oh my! Do apologize. I think
No,
it only got better. There's a lot of maturity that Jeremy Renner sort of showed throughout the role, taking to some dark, sort of interesting places for the character. I just say all the stuff he offered, the stuff as Ronin, having that play into it. It could be like something that sets him back as well, like all the trauma and what he had done. Could be sort of there could be like a dual thing that maybe he do, which I think that'd be really cool. But it could be like I don't know, this weird sort of like Venom thing, except this kind of road. I don't know. Definitely played more to the psyche because I don't think sort of after that, like I don't think it'd be ignored again. The fact that he did those things and the fact that he had that impetus to go out and do the things that he did. So yeah, if they play in that a bit more, that'd be really good.
yeah, but I say that sounds really great. But there's not really that much to go on, so just for like a Hawkeye series, like yeah, I think what really probably says is obviously the Kick Bishop thing, and I say like the Ronin stuff, like it'd be interesting what bad stuff he's actually done, you know. Um, but yeah, so the final film that's been announced is For Love and Thunder, which kind of breaks the Marvel trilogy thing. And obviously we're getting 4-4. 4-4. But obviously we call it for Thor, Love and Thunder. So this is basically the return of the director and cast of Thor Ragnarok, including Taika Waititi. If you haven't seen any of his films, like oh god, oh damn it, What We Do in the Shadows, like that's a great TV series. The Hunt for the Wilder People, that's it. That's a hilarious comedy. But yeah, he's done a lot of independent films, which are just fantastic. Of course, the return of Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie. There's also the return of Natalie Portman as female Thor. Now, I'm when she was in coming back for kind of Thor 3, I think a lot of people were just kind of like, yeah, like a character's not that great. But I think I understand a choice of sort of coming away because in the first two Thor films, she was just like she was basically just Thor's girlfriend. Like that was pretty much it to the character, sadly. So I kind of decided a decision to leave to kind of, you know, not just sort of get out of that role. But obviously she's coming back, and Taika Waititi is making her female Thor. Now, the storyline in her comics is basically becomes like seriously ill, and then she takes on the mantle of Thor for a bit in the comics, I think. But obviously, this would be, I think, it'll be them coincide with each other. So that'd be really interesting. And this kind of for me opens a gate of like, would it be a kind of Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse style film? Because there is multiple Thors. So there's apparently one called Beach Ray Bill, which is kind of like one that's like a dog, and there's also Frog Thor as well, which is pretty cool. So yeah, like for me, I really love Ragnarok. I think my only criticism with the film is kind of like struggling with two ideas to kind of like get that balance of being like a Thor film and a Taika Waititi film. So every now with this one, it's kind of like right, we've got the Thor out of the way. Let's have a full Taika Waititi bonkers film. But yeah, obviously with the reinvention of Thor in Thor Ragnarok, I feel it's like the new beginning of a trilogy. Who knows? Like unless it's kind of like passing on the mantle to Natalie Portman, but I don't know. I'm not too sure. So yeah, what was your surprise to this Thor 4 news, Adam?
I saw the title and I went, "Ooh, like the logo looked really cool," and then sort of yeah, it seemed I kind of thought is that like it's not a very superhero type, but then I sort of looked at it, like, no, it's something that's very it'll definitely catch on sort of near the time. And yeah, I think Thor Ragnarok was very popular with MCU fans. The way that Taika Waititi reinvented sort of the Thor franchise, sort of did a sort of 80s kind of buddy kind of fight superhero Asgard Thor movie with a really, I think, fairly well balanced humor and comic book aesthetic.
Yeah.
Something that quite visuals that are very sort of exaggerated, very much what we hadn't seen in Thor and Thor: The Dark World. But it definitely seems that I think it's going to be a marriage of everything Thor related. Like with bringing Natalie Portman's character back, Jane Foster, her becoming female Thor, and how how that dynamic sort of changed between Thor: The Dark World and then Thor: Love and Thunder. I think that'd be really good. And of course, it'd be two Thors alongside Valkyrie, who will be finding her queen. I'm
Yeah,
really to see how that election process goes. That'd be a support of that. Whether they want to bring in Mark Ruffalo again for Bruce Banner Home, whether they want to, I don't think they will, because it's still very. I think they're still very much in the apart from probably the what is stuff. Like I said, his involvement in the MCU cinematically is very much up in the air at the moment. That's quite cool. Is there anything? There's quite a lot. There's quite a lot because you have, of course, it is, it is a follow-up.
yeah.
They could really, yeah. I want to know who they're up against. I think it'd be because I don't think we have information on that. I think it'll be really cool who they're up against. What kind of stakes there? What is involved? As well as the possibilities of course, now Valkyrie is the new king of Asgard. And and she sort of mentions this as like, it's her buddy Thor. Like I think if anything, Thor could be very secondary. I feel like this could be Tessa Thompson's way of sort of getting more of the limelight, for me anyway. As well as the two Thors. So yeah, it's gonna be bonkers. It's gonna be that your kind of Ragnarok style with some very intriguing character stuff as well.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of like Thor's going to be like the foundation for it, and everybody's going to like, even though it's obviously Thor in the title, but I think it would be like Valkyrie's and Natalie Portman's film as well, really. Yeah, like I was forgot to mention that actually about obviously what Tess Thompson said about her finding her queen. They have said before in the past that there was a LGBT character that was kind of pre-set up, and obviously that is Tess Thompson's character. So I'm really pleased. I'm really interested to see who that would be. Obviously, I know obviously a lot of people online wanted her and Captain Marvel to get together. I wonder if they will kind of feed into that that kind of fan want for it. I'm sure they will. But whoever it is, yes, it's really cool. I know when it happened in Endgame, like, and they said, oh, like Thor gave her like taking over Asgard. I thought that was a really, really nice decision. It worked so well. I was like, yeah, perfect voice, like so it'll be interesting to see how Thor gets on with obviously his own personal journey. Like obviously, a lot of people are kind of thinking, is he going to be with the Guardians of the Galaxy? But who knows? Maybe they will be. I'm not too sure. We shall have to wait and see. Yeah, like before we go on, actually, I was going to say, what's happened with the status of the Hulk, like Mark Ruffalo, like because Gatter's not commented on like whether he's leaving or not. And obviously, again, it was kind of left an open end, an end game. Like he's just stuck as a broken-armed Professor Hulk. I don't know. So yeah, I would like to see Hulk back again. You know, he's like such a memorable character. But yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. That's what it's see. But yeah, so only put in the comments actually. I just get well. Jacka Manjaro said, "I like how they're doing a Loki series and a new Thor film. This phase is really going to please the Thor fans. Yeah, it really, really is. So much. So that's basically all the phase four, sorry, TV and film stuff. But there are some stuff like to cover at the very, very end. So we've got the announcement of the Blade film, which has been played by Mahershala Ali, who apparently approached Marvel to play this. Like he's obviously an Oscar winner for Moonlight, and the Green Book as well. I think it was called. Two films I've been meaning to see for like ages, even like a few years, but I never got around to watching it. So now it's like right now he's in the Marvel film. Does he go back and watch it? So obviously the character was originally played by Wesley Snipes in the early 2000s. That kind of was the kickoff of the Marvel films we're seeing today. Like also that was kind of the first one before Spider-Man, etc. So it's kind of come full circle really in a weird way. Yeah, so the character is a half-human vampire, Daywalker. So he's don't worry, you get out the day and not be burnt by the light. Who has found his ability to hunt down the undead and that have long terrorized mankind. So yeah, obviously this kind of as well opens the door for like the Netflix characters. Like I think we'll get to see them be reintroduced. I think they'll uncanonize the Netflix shows. I don't think that. I think they will want to bring them in for that. But no, I think it's a really cool. Yeah, I say I've I tell you what, I've seen clips of Blade film. I think they did. Yeah, there was a trilogy of them, but the casting for this time is perfect. We're interested to see where they go with that in the MCU. So yeah, what's your thoughts on this new Blade film? I think we'll be phase 5 now.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued. Mahershala Ali is no newbie in terms of comic book franchises. He appeared in Luke Cage's Cottonmouth, as well as being the Prowler, otherwise known as Miles Morales' uncle, in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which is really cool. And now he's going to be played. And what I liked is I started to see Wesley Snipes show his support as well. Nice sort of passing of the torch.
Yeah.
As well. He's excited. I'm excited, as is Wesley Snipes and Mahershala Ali, about this project. And I love it. It hasn't been rumored. Like there has been no sort of whisperings about this at all. So it was nice. And I like the reveal. Just like you got your own cap and you put it on and Blade came up. I think it'll be. I hope it will be R-rated.
Yeah, I think
it might go into. I think so as well. Particularly if at some point, I don't know, Deadpool comes back into the mix at some stage as well as all that. I think they're gonna. Yeah. I think because like Logan and the Deadpool movies are profitable. I think really, why not? Like I don't think I'd probably say if any of them. Like I think why if the calls to be 15, I don't see why not. You know, I'm sure they're proud enough of the fact that Endgame is now the top dog at the moment in terms of highest grossing movies. Like I personally, that would probably something like an R-rated Blade movie, or even if I guess it's 15, because I know I think Deadpool's R-rated or similar in America, so something like that, sort of pushing the boundaries a bit more in terms of sort of the violence. Something well. I don't think it will actually be it, but something I'm sure Quentin Tarantino would like jump onto as well. Be sort of a project that he could do. I know he's got the possible Star Trek movie is like his 10th sort of final, because that's what he would do, like the 10 movies kind of thing. But if, like someone like him, you know, could be very worthy of this project.
Yeah, that'd be a really cool thing. Yeah, I think I don't know how they go about doing R-rated thing. Like obviously they're going to introduce. We'll talk about it in a minute. But obviously they are going to do this Blade film, which is a very gory, like 15, 18 rated set of films. So it'd be interesting if this would be the first like R-rated Marvel Studios film. Like I don't know how they would play that. But But like I said, obviously it has been proved through Deadpool and the X-Men that it can work. Like it is literally, um, this very popular thing. Like it can be profitable. Obviously, it excludes obviously a younger member of the audience, which obviously varies. But I think it would be cool if they did branch off and do something like that. I think they are top of the game. Like they've just had the most profitable film of all time. Like taking that title, that is mental. So yeah, but yeah, no, I'm really excited for it. I think, like I said, great, absolute stellar casting. Really pleased he went to Marvel for the thing. And yeah, if it's an R-rated, sure. But I'd say I don't know if it would work in 12A rating. That's what I see. I'm sure Marvel got it all sorted. So that is basically it with all the Marvel stuff. But I just wanted to talk about quickly the future films past Phase 5. Now, obviously, we could have Ant-Man 3. We've probably got Spider-Man 3 coming as well. But at the end, Kevin Feige listed a load of stuff. So he said, so we've got future films including Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Captain Marvel 2, Black Panther 2, which we're very excited about that one. And then he went on to say Fantastic Four and Mutants. Of course, they require the rights now because Disney owned Fox. And obviously, I've not seen Dark Phoenix. I'll probably wait till it comes out on home release, but apparently it's not a great film. It's okay, but I don't know. Obviously make your own decision when you watch it, But no, no, it didn't go down very well. However, they own the rights now, so they can do what they want. So I say Black Panther 2, I'm very excited for. I love the first one. Fantastic Four, I'm very, very excited about that one because I feel like we've never had a good Fantastic Four film, and Marvel know what they can do. And also the Mutants as well with the X-Men, etc. But I think Kevin Feige will be doing something different that we've not seen before with each one of them, because they've obviously been portrayed in media for quite a while now. So I think we'll be doing something really, really different with them than what they've been portrayed on screen. So yeah, like past Phase 4, Adam, what are you most looking forward to out of that list and potential other films?
Past Phase 4, I assume this is sort of Phase 4 continued, sort of over 2022. I believe it's sort of between 2022 and 2024. They don't have, I guess, dates or a logo or much in terms of. Well, of course, like with the sequels, we got like Chadwick Boseman, Brie Larson, the heads up for those franchises, but what they'll be facing, what the kind of story is, I think that's still very much to be confirmed. And I assume like that isn't the order he didn't just read out the order. I was like, all right, first then we got Black Panther 2, then we got this, then we be like, it's going to be jumbled, it's going to be all over the place. Absolutely, I understand. But yeah, within the next 5 years, we'll get Fantastic Four movie. That's a very promising, thought. And the fact, well, a lot of castings we go around. John Kerensky and Emily Blunt to be Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm. Which a lot of people are sort of like, oh, this would be perfect. I wouldn't want anyone else. Sort of like Benedict Cumberbatch, I think was Doctor Strange before he was cast as Doctor Strange. People were doing the fan art and everything. People already thought he would be a good fit, and of course he is Doctor Strange. So maybe that could be. I quite like to see that because like. I hear Quiet Place is a very good movie. I've not seen it, but
very good. Yeah.
He directed. Maybe he could direct it. Maybe that's his next foray. I know it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a sequel to A Quiet Place, but I'd actually be happy to see him direct and then him star along with Emily Blunt. People thought David Harbour would be a good thing, a version, incarnation of the Thing, and I thought, yeah, he would be, but of course now he's in Black Widow. He's been like Suicide Squad and Hellboy, so nerds are going to be really, really confused. But yeah, those would be really cool. Black Panther 2, yeah, absolutely. Captain Marvel 2, of course. Of course, we don't know. Well, of course, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. After James Gunn's done the Suicide Squad, is it called now or something?
Yeah, the Suicide Squad, I think. Yeah.
I have no idea why it's called. I mean, it's that's the. It's not two. It's just that's interesting. No word on Spider-Man 3, or I guess Ant-Man 3. Which is quite, I
Yeah.
suppose, quite surprising because like of the cliffhanger Spider-Man left it on, but I assume he'll be kind of. It's very interesting because of what Sony are sort of going to be doing because they're still in kind of the partnership with Marvel, and of course we're getting a Venom trilogy as well. We're going to get Venom 2, which of course isn't, but is MCU still, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They're sort of meant to sort of bring him and that sort of franchise sort of into it at some stage. I
Okay.
think. I'm sure they probably. I mean,
I
I don't know why they. I
quite-
don't see why they wouldn't, to be honest.
Yeah, well, then the multiverse thing, I think they could just expect to be doing that. Doing well. Yeah.
I do wonder if we will get a Spider-Man. Maybe they're saying us we're going to have not Spider-Man, we're going to have the Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah, like Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, like, and a
And we'll
Miles
get
Morales as
Miles
well.
Morales. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Got to do it. Got to do it. Yeah. So I think that pretty much is like an amazing set of films, and obviously they're approaching this new Disney Plus streaming service, which is like movie style stuff, which is going to be really, really cool. I'm really interested to see how we can access that in the UK. Actually, whether that'll be like a payable service for that, or like I'd happy to just pay for it separately. To be honest, like it would be interesting in the other stuff. But no, yes, that is Marvel Phase 4. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed tonight's live stream breaking down all of Phase 4. Thank you, Adam, for joining me on this
No problem.
of 11 projects and many, many more films to come. Like it'd be like Doctor 2. I think it'd be like sort of outliving us, really. Kind of like just see how far it goes. Like it'd be years and years to come of Marvel films, etc., etc. So yeah. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Oh, also, if you're going to SCC, I'll be there for all 3 days. Shadow will be around as well.
I'll be floating around.
Adam will be there somewhere. Yeah, I'm going for 3 days. If you see me there, come say hi. So, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the other side. Have a good night. Bye. Bye. Bye.